What's up, Trekkies? Hi. So, there's no news. I've checked. There's nothing. There's like patch notes from last Thursday, and they're all just like, we screwed some things up in the winter event. We didn't realize it until after it started. Half this stuff was the same. I don't know. There's not really much anything to talk about other than I realized that the holidays is upon us, and by the time my next Trek Tuesday comes out, most people have already received massive amounts of gifts. What can you do with perhaps envelopes full of wads of cash? Coming to Star Trek Online. This is also, I'm going to take a little bit of time to explain the Dilithium exchange, because in major, at least American media right now, a lot of people are talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I play a lot of WoW and confuses me because it's not the same thing. And then there's Litecoin, which again, I play a lot of WoW, and there's the Lightforged Journey, but they have nothing to do with the Litecoin. And anyways, and this is not Tron, so for light cycles. Anyways, so you see where this is going, and it's getting all weird. Since that is kind of a stock exchange market, well, you know, so first we'll start out with the Dilithium exchange. You buy Zen. You have Christmas money, and you dump it into ARC, and you get a crap ton of Zen. Hopefully you can save up the money and see if there's going to be a Zen charge bonus here shortly after Christmas. That would be a very beneficial thing for ARC to do. Like on 29 through the 1st, if they did a charge bonus, so that way people could take their Christmas money and like throw it at them. Sort of like Steam has a really good idea to have a Steam sale, say 23rd through the 30th. Not that I buy anything on Steam, but concept of like, you want to put stuff on sale and milk money out of people because they got a lot of money for Christmas. You buy Zen, it's pretty much 1-to-1. You can get charge bonuses and all that jazz. Now, the Dilithium exchange basically says, I'm going to put Zen up and I get Dilithium out of it. You're going to get phenomenal amounts more quantity Dilithium than you do Zen. I do not have what it is currently at, but it's usually somewhere, like if I spend like 500, like my stipend's 500 Zen a month because I'm lifetime. That's also another thing you can spend Christmas money on. If you get enough, just, buy lifetime. If you already play this thing, get a stipend. That's cool. So 500 Zen usually turns into somewhere around 200,000 Dilithium. And that's like for fine stuff. You don't have to worry about then coming in every day and getting 8,000 per day. It gives you to you right away. And if you're working on a bunch of fleet stuff, that can be beneficial because that will give you a bunch of Dilithium to put towards fleet projects. So another thing with the Dilithium exchange is that, yeah, it fluctuates because people want to get the most amount of Dilithium per Zen, but if they're going the other direction, they have Dilithium in game, they want the least amount of Dilithium per Zen. So it's constantly doing this, and shortly after Christmas, there's going to be a lot of people with money, whether or not there's a charge bonus or whatnot. People are going to be having a lot of Zen. My fleet leader tells me the best thing to do with Zen is not necessarily, Dilithium has its own place in the game, especially for helping with fleets. Although you can generate enough to kind of get what you need for upgrading by doing dailies, and it takes a little bit of time. You don't you can't mass upgrade things, but that's still the thing. Upgrades usually only take about 1,000 per upgrade, and you can, obviously get 8,000 a day. But if you need hundreds of thousands of Dilithium for a fleet project, converting Zen is probably the best way to go. But the market's going to be in massive flux after Christmas when people have money or get Christmas bonuses because you're an adult and don't give yourself presents. You have to wait for your job to give you presents. Like, take note today what it is. Check back on Thursday, see what the market is, see if it's going up in whichever way you want to go. If you don't need Dilithium, you don't give a crap about Dilithium, what do you spend Zen on? Don't buy a ship. Unless you need unless you want a store ship like a Vesta. If you're looking at getting a box ship, my fleet leader says don't buy keys and then unlock boxes. I testify myself, I opened over 800 temporal boxes to get my wells. That is a lot of boxes. That's a lot of keys. And I got my wells, but it probably would have been a lot easier at the time if I'd have just sold the keys and then bought it off the problem is at way back when, people weren't selling that ship because everyone that got the ship wanted to keep the ship. Or it was on the exchange for just a ridiculous amount of money. But now that we have infinity locked boxes and stuff, people can throw up any ship they want. And like the wells is still pretty expensive, but it's only like 500 million. And a gold member has a cap of 2 billion EC. So you can just sell a crap ton of keys, especially if you wait for a key sale. Then you can throw up like 20 keys for 5 million EC each. You got a lot of EC and you can, and that's better than opening 20 boxes and getting a whole bunch of R&D mats. Now you have, say you're trying to buy I looked at the Tarantula yesterday and the Tarantula was 400 million EC. Because I have one in my bank and I was wondering about selling it. Because I don't have any ship slots to learn it. I was like 400 million EC. Well, that is only selling like 80 keys Zen, because that's about 4,000 Zen under a key sale. Then you get, oh no, I'm doing my math wrong here. It is 80, and that's like 80 keys. So if you buy the 10 packs and they're under 1,000, that's like $80. Now, I understand that's not, that's still, you're going to get a better chance of getting the Tarantula off the exchange with 80 keys than you would be opening 80 infinity lock boxes hoping for the tier 6 ship package thing so you can select it and then not be tempted by one of the other ships that's in there. That's the benefit with that. So again, watch the Dilithium exchange if you're looking for either direction. If you're looking for Zen to Dilithium, right now would probably be a good time. So if you want Dilithium to Zen, you want Zen to be saturated in the market or more than it currently is, so you wait till after people have already bought Zen and are, say, buying Dilithium, for instance, and that will swing it towards that direction, and that's when you use your Dilithium to buy Zen. But like right now is a great time for Zen to Dilithium because not a lot of people have Zen, and there's a lot of people like, I want Zen, so they're putting up offers in the markets. Market's doing this thing. Market's currently leaning this right now. So yeah, that's that. I have a link below. It'll be about the Dilithium exchange in case you're confused on how it works. I'm not sure how this works on console. Flat out. I mean, obviously there's a Dilithium exchange, but I don't know how Lifetime or buying Zen works for you guys. I don't like the controller. I mean, I like the controller for controller games, but I play STO on PC. I like having a keyboard. I'm also a science officer, so I like to be able to like twist my fingers in and of themselves and try to, sometimes it looks like my fingers are going to turn into a knot when I'm getting good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron's here. He's on vacation from work, so we'll chat with you guys next week. Whatnot. Maybe I'll do a year in review, because that'll be the last Trek Tuesday of 2017. That's a good idea. Unless I have my shit by then. No, I'm halfway done. Hate that race. Bye.